Your grandfather named you as the reversionary beneficiary. Arthur Morrison walked me through the process. We filed a petition with the court, presenting Detective Brennan's evidence that the funds used to purchase the Pinnacle condo had been fraudulently obtained from Grandpa's accounts. Victoria's attorney tried to fight it, but the evidence was overwhelming. The judge reviewed the deed's fraud clause, examined the financial records, and made his ruling in less than 30 minutes. Based on the preponderance of evidence that the purchase funds were obtained through fraudulent transfers from William Montgomery's accounts and pursuant to the specific provisions in the deed dated May 15, 2021, I hereby order that ownership of the property at the Pinnacle, Unit 4702, shall revert to Nathan Montgomery, effective immediately. Victoria's scream echoed through the courtroom. This is insane. That's my home. You can't just take it. The judge looked at her coldly. Ms. Montgomery, you may want to consult with your attorney about the criminal charges being filed against you for elder financial abuse. I'll never forget the look on Victoria's face as the reality crashed down on her. Everything she'd taken, every luxury she'd bought with stolen money, was disappearing. The next week was chaotic. Victoria was arrested and released on bail. Her husband filed for divorce within 48 hours. The luxury condo at the Pinnacle, which she'd spent $300,000 renovating, now belonged to me. I met with Arthur Morrison to discuss what came next. Your grandfather was brilliant, Arthur said, shaking his head in admiration. He knew Victoria had stolen from him, but he couldn't prove it while he was alive. So he built this trap into his will. The whole inheritance was a test. Exactly. He gave her everything, knowing that if she'd stolen the money, the investigation would eventually prove it. And when it did, the condo would revert to you as specified in the deed. What about the rest of the properties? Arthur pulled out yet another document. There's a secondary clause in the will. If Victoria fails to meet the conditions of her inheritance, which includes maintaining the properties properly, everything reverts to you after 2 years. I looked at the occupancy records and maintenance logs. Victoria had violated virtually every condition. She's already failed. Occupancy is below 85%, maintenance is deferred, and net operating income is down 32%. Which means at the 2-year mark, you'll inherit the entire portfolio. Victoria's criminal trial lasted 3 weeks. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence of her systematic theft from Grandpa. The defense tried to argue that Grandpa had gifted her the money, but his business journals told a different story. In one entry from June 2021, Grandpa had written, "Victoria came by today, asking about money. I don't remember what I told her. Need to talk to Arthur about protecting Nathan." That entry, along with dozens of others, showed that Grandpa knew his memory was failing and was trying to protect his assets from exploitation. The jury found Victoria guilty on all counts. She was sentenced to 4 years in federal prison and ordered to pay full restitution of $4.3 million, which she obviously couldn't afford. Her fancy Boston life evaporated. The penthouse she'd owned there had to be sold to pay legal fees. Her Mercedes was repossessed. Everything she'd built on stolen money crumbled. 2 years after Grandpa's death, I inherited the full Montgomery real estate holdings portfolio, exactly as he'd planned. I immediately